everyone, welcome to the Friendly Banter. In this video, I wanted to recommend a couple of books to everybody really. Some of them can be very triggering or serious for some and morbid for others. So it's totally your choice whether you want to watch this video or not. But I think if you want detachment to arise on your spiritual path from everything really, to kind of cut down on overthinking, cut down on codependency, cut down on attachment, clinging to your ego and the notions that your ego builds. For example, every single thing that you get angry about, it means that there's attachment, right? All of those things as well. And ego can cling and crave and hate, be averse to something, be jealous of something, pride, malice, jealousy, all these negative emotions, and even the positive emotions, whatever arise within yourself, they arise for a reason, and it is just ego who's playing all these games. And the ground of being is without all this. All of these are projections. These are just notions or thought forms. We are not even talking about the grosser forms that we see in front of us. Okay, so I think the moment you start thinking a little too much about yourself, it's time to detach and give yourself a reality check. At least I do it, and there's no one who is on spiritual path sincerely has not suffered, has not faced some or other kind of sorrow which kind of wrecked them. And if someone is on the path, very deep into the path, and they're are sincere, they're having experiences as well and everything, I believe that there must be some kind of karmic imprint from past life. But most of the people who get into spirituality, trying to know themselves, trying to know something that's bigger than themselves, trying to heal their heart, they start because of a heartbreak. They start when their ego is shattered, when whatever they're clinging to is taken away from them, is sort of slashed from their life. That is about getting on the path, ego death, which is very important. But the thing is, when you stay on the path for a longer period of time and you are doing the psychoanalysis and trying to understand your patterns, trying to better yourself, trying to understand your subconscious, you tend to think a lot about yourself. You start thinking a lot about yourself. Even this channel, we talk about shadow work and all. But one of the downsides of shadow work, or even journaling every day, or trying to know yourself every day, is that, or being aware every day even, um, a little too deeply, I believe. And when you get that seriousness, when you become all about yourself, when you start thinking too much about yourself, and that thinking turns into overthinking, starts giving you anxiety, panic attacks, and then another stage comes where you start clinging to your own heart, because you don't want that heart to break again. You don't want that heart to feel the kind of sorrow again. And I totally understand it. All of us go through this. But I think progress cannot happen when you stay stuck in the stage for a longer period of time. So this detachment is very important, whether it's from a lover or anything really, quote unquote, coming into awareness that you're not this body, you're not this mind, and you don't have to fuel um, the karma and the fire of your karma over and over again by thinking about it. And also, I think in true awakening, being very, very grateful for your life, for every single day that you are spending on earth, is important. And these books, they evoke that sense of gratitude almost naturally, because you see that people on their deathbeds, they wanted maybe one more day, one more month, to do something that they would have loved to do. So when one realizes that staying in one's room, cribbing and crying about one's life, although it is valid, it is okay, and sometimes we do it for years, you are not alone in that, but we have to get out of it. And at least for me personally, every time I was too into my head, these books, they put a lot of things into perspective, and they prevented my overthinking, sometimes even panic attacks, anxiety attacks. They helped me be in natural surrender. They helped me in being more grateful, in being in flow, surrendering a bit easily. And I would love for all of you to read these books and let me know if you like them, and maybe recommend even more books. Not just the morbid ones, by the way, because I love the heartwarming ones as well. I love books which make me happy. For example, my one of my most favorite books is It's called Sweet Bean Paste. It's also a movie. Then there's another book. It's called The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Amazing book. And my most favorite is Fredrik Backman. All his books, they are amazing. My most favorite is Anxious People. I love it. I love it so much. And I have about 1,000 books in my home library. I read a lot of books. I collect a lot of books. And everybody who loves me, they keep on gifting me books. And I also keep on gifting books to others. So my life is all about books. And yeah, I would just like to promote a couple of books, right? And maybe these writers as well. But the thing is that I don't know much about the writers, and I don't even like to know about writers too much. I'm more interested in the craft than the craftsman, if that makes sense. Then there's Sigrid Nunez. She is amazing, an amazing, amazing writer. Her book called The Friend, it's beautiful, because this is what this entire video is about: coming to terms with your own mortality, coming to terms with impermanence of life, impermanence of every single thing, really. Even the war, it was not always there, so it will not always be there. It has to end one day or another. Every war, by the way, whether it's internal or external. And it's not me who is saying this, it's Thena Tan who said this. So you can trust him if you don't trust me, right? um, in The Friend, by the way, now coming back to the books, in The Friend, this lady, she inherits a dog from her friend who passed on, and it's a beautiful, beautiful story. Then there's another book. It's called What Are You Going Through? It's by the same author, about two friends. One of them is going through something. So when you read the book, you'll know what I'm talking about. And the other one is By Their Side, where they go through it, about solidarity in suffering, about being with one another, about human relationships, mortality, and kind of developing gratitude for what you have, for what you're capable to do as long as you're here in this earth school enjoying yourself. Then we come to one of my most favorite books, which is cherished by me in so many ways. It's so dear to me because when both of my grandfathers passed, I wanted to make sense of a lot of things as it happens. And had it not been for this book, I would have never understood the nature of emotions that I was having. And it's called Graceful Exits by Sushila Blackman. She passed away, I believe, a year or 2 years after writing this. And it's a precious, precious book which has the dying stories or the last words of many Hindu, Tibetan Buddhist, and Zen masters. It just makes you realize that the things that you're clinging to, when the emotions that you're clinging to, nothing really is worth it. Nothing really is worth it except the love that you can have for yourself, for the rest of the world, for everyone that you love. But true, unconditional, not codependent love, beautiful love, the love that God has for you, that kind of love, because you already have it. It's just that you're not in awareness of that embodiment. I believe it already is in your body, but I think the more you come in awareness, the more you'll be able to exercise and radiate that love. For everybody who's starting out, you're in pre beginning stages of your spiritual journey, I would recommend this book called The Mask Syndrome. This is the very first book that I ever read, and at that time when I was face to face with synchronicities for the first time in my life, I think that's the best way to put it, I attributed all of it to this book. It kind of purified me and opened me in ways that I was never open to learning, or to knowing myself and the phenomena. Then we have another book called On Living by Kerry Egan. Kerry is a hospice chaplain. So these people who were almost at the very end of their lives, they told her about their last wishes or their biggest lessons. And it's extremely heartwarming, beautiful, which is also reflected in the way that it's been named On Living and not On Dying. Then another book, it's called 40 Rules of Love. I was avoiding it for so many years. I did not want to read it because I thought that it was on romantic love. Not that I'm averse to it or anything, I'm not, but it's just that I avoid reading it. And this is not romance, by the way, it's Rumi, Shams, a lot is happening. Beautiful, beautiful book. so many teachings, so many things to learn, so many ways your heart will open. And the last book is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. And I know it's changed life for so many people. You know, I was one of them, and I don't have words for this book. And I did not really speak too much about the books because I don't want this to be a review sort of video. I'm nobody to review the books. I think I'm way too small for that, right? Especially these books. I can't do it. I want you to read these books by yourself and make those decisions. See what they speak to you, because every book speaks to different people in different ways, in different capacities, because your experiences are different. So I think there's no one size fits all, no one review fits all. So I'm not going to do that anyway. But if ever you need any kind of recommendation, or if you're thinking about reading um, a book which might open you in ways that you have not imagined, then maybe some of these can be of immense help. That's all I have to say. Thank you.